pals.
Morning.
Oh, it is morning. This is one of our early weekend recording sessions. We've done earlier.
That's so way earlier than it is.
It really does, but you know,
Y'all,
late shifts.
The last time we recorded the BET Awards were like the next day, and I don't think we actually even talked about it that much on the show. And of course, there was a couple like highlights, right? Like Cardi B revealed she was pregnant. Megan Thee Stallion took home a ton of awards. But for
Jack
me,
Harlow and Saweetie talking.
Jack Harlow and Saweetie, who knows, that may be a thing, which is kind of crazy because I thought Jack Harlow and Quavo was cool. Like, it's a whole thing. But for me, there is one glaring like problem with the award show that I don't see enough people talking about. Silk Sonic won the award for Best Group. Silk Sonic has not even demonstrated to us that they're actually a group, and they won the award for Best Group of one song. Mind you, this is a category that also had 21 Savage and Metro Boomin, who, hey, I could understand you say they're not an actual group, but they had one of the best albums last year. Chloe and Halle, who is both an actual group and actually had an amazing album and like series of performances. Chris Brown and Young Thug, which is, whatever. And then City Girls and Migos. So you have like 3 actual other groups to pull from. And you give it to Silk Sonic. Mind you, all the other guys at least put out albums.
I think the Silk Sonic hype has like reached like fever pitch. Like everyone just wants it so bad. And
this isn't the way I want to get it.
That's not fair to everyone else in that group, but I that's probably I feel like what happened.
Yeah, I think people just want it so
crazy.
bad. But I feel you. It's so interesting because I'm confused.
You're right, it's wrong.
But I'm confused what it's based off because like all those groups and stuff, they released. Migos just released one, but like everybody else, they released an album last year. And Silk Sonic released one single.
Yeah.
And an intro.
I can't imagine
commercial.
Chloe and Halle and maybe seeing these nominations and being like, oh, we're probably going to sweep this. We're probably going to get this award. And then losing to a group that has one song.
Maybe we just need to be as nice as possible to Silk Sonic so we can get the album.
Yo,
they're just messing with us. They're just in our heads, okay? They laugh. They sit down and laugh like
no. Look,
Drake.
Drake can sit and laugh at us with his album day because Drake has been here before and he's achieved, right? Silk Sonic's new on the block. They're new. Trying to start something.
Okay, exactly.
Convince me.
And how they got everybody already? We're already convinced because we want the album so bad.
Maybe they're like, if we give them the album or if we give them the award, they'll drop the album.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, they're just literally sitting down laughing like, look at these clowns.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I do think that, Silk Sonic needs to hurry up before Tyler gets in their bag. Because some of these songs, we'll talk about it later. But some of these songs, I was like, hold on, this way we'll get to it in the review. We're doing a
First of all, this is my problem. Why we always got to compare? Why can't people just have?
We're not comparing. We're observing. They're observations. They're both great. I'm still gonna love Silk Sonic.
Oh,
they're both great, but one's better.
I was listening to some of one. I don't even know what Silk Sonic can do yet, but I was listening to some of these Tyler songs, and I was like, this is what I imagine some of these Silk Sonic tracks would sound like.
Silk Sonic has one song. We need to stop.
I need to bring up the fact that Tyler, the Creator, last week tweeted out a link that said, sign up, you won't regret it. And if you signed up, he's giving out free concert tickets.
So I saw
preparing for his festival circuit. So he just did that here in Dallas last week. So
he did one in Brooklyn, and I remember seeing it and just being like, I don't want emails. Like, I'm not doing this.
It's a text message.
It's a text message.
Well, I don't even know what I think. I was just like, this is probably some marketing thing. Like,
I thought it was merch. Good. Like we all thought it was merch, and then you go and he was just handing out free tickets, and then he did a show. And he said this is him preparing for his festival circuit.
Yikes. So. Hopefully he comes to Chicago. People like to skip Chicago, so.
Yeah. But well, just had to bring that to attention.
I'm really upset that I skipped the Brooklyn.
I signed up.
Don't be me. If you sign up in your city. Maybe I'll do a New York one and I'll be lucky.
Yeah. Maybe. So.
Okay, well, I like that. Welcome to the 97 Demo Podcast, where we give you the latest in music news, and a whole bunch along the way. Today, like I said, we're doing a review of Tyler, the Creator's latest album, Call Me If You Get Lost. We're all very excited to talk about it, and we're going to have a special guest with us. So, who's that going to be? That's called a deep tease, ladies and gentlemen. Keep on watching to find out. Couple headlines to get into, so let's go ahead and get into that. Avery, I'm going to do this one because I don't know nothing about
the intro, like... Hey, I'm Noah.
About?
I'm Noah. There's Avery. There's you, Nnamdi. Like,
I'm Nnamdi.
I'm Noah.
I'm Avery.
Y'all ain't even used to saying your name. See, this stuff I don't.
But we done it for so long.
I was so glad we skipped it.
Like
Avery was like, yes.
Avery was happy with
Finally.
these-
Avery was happy. Man.
The first headline is Drake investing in this like eco finance group, and it's basically like it's seen as like a big step towards like some sort of celebrity investment into eco-friendly ways of living. And he's not only investing, he's like consulting with these people to like help turn his own life into like a more carbon neutral life. Granted, the man owns a plane and a private jet, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. But all the tweets I saw about it were saying saying it's a big deal that someone of Drake's stature and wealth are investing in something like this and are taking steps to become more carbon neutral. It's a company called Aspiration too.
I'm confused as to what this actually what this means. So I'm reading this article, and it's like, so they're an eco-friendly financial services company, and they're positioned as like a more sustainable alternative to other banks and fintech companies. But I'm like, what does that mean? So I think it's because they don't invest in fossil fuel companies. So it's like any of the money you bank with them will go to like fossil friendly, like won't go to any like fossil friendly sort of companies. I guess that's what it is. Like I didn't know. I was like, will this service like make his plane better for the environment?
I don't know. I mean, he's still,
Drake.
at the end of the day, he owns a private jet. And so,
Yeah,
like,
Drake.
does it
Drake
really
is-
matter? But
Yeah, Drake is what we call a businessman, and it feels like he's just like any other person of his stature, just trying to find the next thing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find the next thing.
And even in the last song he released, the one with Amigos, he's bragging about the plane. So I don't think the plane's going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm. The more I read into this one, I'm like, okay, Drake,
interesting.
I'll let you get your headline. So you're investing with the banking company that will invest your money in eco-friendly things, basically.
Right.
But
And
you
then
will still keep the
apparently he's
plane.
also trying to become more of a carbon.
He's
neutral
learning.
person.
Yo, if you had a private plane and you invested, you just gonna give that away? Like that's a big
No,
thing. to
my,
just-
no, my,
I feel
look,
like
if
you're
I have a
too-
private plane, I'm gonna own up to the fact
It's
that
like-
yes, this plane is horrible for the environment. But
I'm trying to get
private
better.
plane.
Okay.
I just feel
Guess
like
what?
you
I
can't-
recycle at home though. So
I
look,
feel like you can't do both. That's just what I'm saying. That's just interesting.
I'm just okay. He had the private plane. He's had the private plane for a while now, though. Like Drake been like, you can't just that's something just to give
No,
away.
I know. It's just like you're trying to do two separate things here. They're
and
very
for some reason,
clashing ideas.
this list of other celebrities that are doing this is really cracking me up. So he's joining Leo DiCaprio, Robert Downey Jr., and Orlando Bloom. And I don't know why that just feels so on brand, but
I
it
at
feels
least
like,
know DiCaprio's like been on the environmental thing for a while.
And Drake trying to step up his game, man. Come on now.
okay,
He's
Drake,
still on
we
the plane,
respect
though,
it.
so.
We respect it.
DiCaprio probably had a private plane too. Let's be honest. He
I'm
probably
not
does.
saying they're wrong, like any of these people. Are
But
right. I'm just saying.
don't give me the headline about do better for the environment while you have your private plane.
It's
That's
like,
what
yeah,
I'm
it's
saying.
exactly what I'm saying. That's what.
Well, maybe he's just like, yo, I'm gonna invest in. Somebody found out, man. Come on, I'm trying to stand up for Drake. I want that
Like he
album.
literally just bragged about it. He said, I said I wouldn't rap about the plane. Well, look at the plane.
Yo, Drake, I want that album, bro.
Speaking
I
of
want that.
Canadians, y'all see what I did there? Y'all know I be killing the little
OVOXO.
transitions. This was Avery. I think this was you flagged this too. The Weeknd is going to be creating a new series with Sam Levinson of Euphoria fame.
Mm-hmm. It's like a cult series. I think it has to probably do with music still. Yeah.
Yeah,
female pop
so-
singer.
Oh, so for one, this gives me what if After Hours, all those performances and videos was just set up for a series that's
That would
coming?
be
Because
so sick.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I read what this is supposed to be, I was like, if Abel has been planning, if this is why he was like, "F the Grammys, I don't care," because he knew he had this coming. Like
He cared about that.
That
but
would be so
apparently-
sick.
the show is titled Idol for now. That could change. It follows like the life of a
female pop singer.
Let me actually open the article. A female pop singer who starts a romance with the enigmatic LA club owner who's the leader of a secret cult. Oh, and The Weeknd would star in this and co-write it, so we can assume. I'm assuming The Weeknd is this enigmatic LA cult leader.
Yeah.
I really hope I'm saying that right. It's gonna be very embarrassing if I'm not.
I saw everyone was freaking out that him and Angelina Jolie were like out to dinner together, and everyone's like, "Oh, what if they're dating?" Open your third eye. What if he's asking her
Oh.
to direct something? You know?
Ooh, like an
Oh my
episode,
God.
like one episode.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Because she's a good director. So like, what if he wants her to like produce or direct or
Y'all,
something?
I'm not gonna lie to you. HBO's about to have us on lock because every time I read one of these HBO show pitches, they all like go
so
off.
good.
I'm thinking about this. This sounds amazing. One and two, I still haven't forgot about the new show Issa Rae is developing. That's supposed to be like City
Rap
Girls in
shit.
Florida. That's gonna be funny. Like I'm just HBO's about to have my membership on lock.
And they have every movie coming out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time we saw Weeknd acting was was that Uncut Gems, which
He did
I thought
an episode of American Dad too. Was he in Uncut Gems? I don't know.
No, yes, he was in Uncut Gems. It was like 2012.
I like that movie.
It was
too.
2012 Abel. It was 2012,
Okay,
2013
younger
Abel.
him, basically.
Yeah, it was younger Abel with the locks and everything. So yeah, I'm excited.
Nnamdi, what about this?
Okay, so this was also, I just figured, talking about musicians transitioning to that acting bag. So Young Thug apparently is going to be starring in a musical drama. This is his acting debut called Throw It Back. It's being produced by Paul Feig and Tiffany Haddish. And basically the little synopsis we have on the show is Throw It Back follows high school senior Wy Trellum?
That's a name.
That's a name. Who has never stood out from a crowd. With that name, he's never stood out from a crowd. Okay. But that's not Young Thug.
Wait, is that a
Played by
typo?
Shahadi Wright Joseph.
White
Trell.
Here it has
Maybe
an
that's a
M,
typo.
and later it has there's no M.
Okay, so that's a typo. Billboard. Get it
Typo.
together. What are we
White Trail
doing?
makes more sense.
White Trellum.
White
Soldier Boy, tell him. That's what I thought first.
Oh, okay. I see where Young Thug
Maybe.
is going to be making his debut. The story takes place after a controversial superstar Miami rapper, I'm assuming Young Thug, decides to feature the renowned dance team from our high school in his latest music video, throws the school into chaos, and White Trail battles for a spot on the squad. And where have I seen this before? I've seen this movie before.
This sounds like a lot of like dance or like it sounds like a step
Yeah,
up
like
to
I have seen there's literally a movie where I know there's like judges and like competing schools dance, I think, for an opportunity to perform at like
that's
TRL or
every
something. Like,
dance,
sounds
every
like-
dance, every step
Pitch
up.
Perfect.
You got served. Pitch perfect.
Maybe I'm thinking of you guys. Well, damn,
There's a lot of examples of like teams and like dancing or singing and stuff like that. But I mean, as long as Tiffany Haddish, so I expect it to be a comedy. So if it's funny, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
If it's funny, I'll check it out.
He did Bridesmaids and all that too. So
Yeah, exactly. So
It'll probably be funny. I could see that being a funny thing. And then, this last headline is a call for all my brothers. When are we gonna learn?
No, this
I
is
just
a
thought-
call. No, this is a call for dummies. Okay,
I just
this is
thought
a call
the way
for dumb
that
people.
So,
No, but this is happening too often for this to happen. Y'all need to stop flexing if you know you got it from illegal
This
means.
was-
So
this was too
'cause
funny for me to pass up.
The feds will look at
Okay.
they will look and indict based off of your Instagram posts and your stories.
essentially, there was a thing where him and Pusha T and his boy were going to buy some weed and shoes and meet this guy at like a hotel or something like that in a parking lot. And it was like they had no intent to rob because they came up in like Rolls Royce or something like that. And basically it went sideways and there was a shootout and they ended up robbing dude. And basically a Louis Vuitton bag full of money got dropped, essentially. And that's where the feds, when Pusha T was flexing on Instagram, they basically zoomed in on the money.
No.
They, did some CSI stuff,
They matched the serial number.
Exactly.
Y'all, do y'all understand how insane? Like that's what prosecutors are on right now. So y'all need to chill with like.
No,
these
but
things.
seriously,
They zoomed into a photo to get the whatever numbers off of the bills to confirm that this is the money that was stolen. And they got all that because you posted it on Instagram. For one, if a shooting went sideways, why would you flex the post on Insta with the stuff you got?
I do not understand.
Yeah, this is like impressively bad. Like, don't do that.
And like this has happened before. Like we've seen like where people their lyrics are used as evidence. Like like you're.
Shout out.
I don't remember what rapper violated his probation because like his PO saw a picture of him with guns on social media. Like this has happened.
A lot of people.
It's like what are we doing here?
And he's facing federal charges, so
Yeah.
these
So-
are very, very serious charges. So I mean, I don't have none. I don't have none to say. I'm not gonna say free Pusha T. I'm not saying that. I'm not doing that.
Just be a little smarter. Just be a little smarter.
Look, I'm gonna say I hope
activities.
because with the success you have, you can afford a good lawyer that can help you get out.
He should
Honestly,
be able
at this
to.
point, I'm looking at our American criminal system differently after Bill Cosby got let out. I know that does not fit here, but I just wanted to plug that in somewhere in this show. Like,
Hopefully,
I
the
feel
back
you.
and blood money can get him out.
yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, well, new releases. We got a lot of good stuff this week. G Herbo put out an album, 25. And then, but this was a week for singles, I feel. No, I already know what you were on. So I kind of just want to let you go off on one of the big.
I listened to everything, but
which one do you want?
I want you to start with the song that we know is your song.
I mean, you guys already know I am a stan, so Wasting Time by Brent Faiyaz featuring Drake. I pretty much called this like 6 months ago. I said, guys, Brent Faiyaz, Drake, it's coming. Like, it's probably here. We're just waiting for it to be released.
Oh, you did? I don't remember that.
I said that a while ago. Yeah, I said that a while ago. I was like, yo, it's coming. Brent is that guy. You just want to hate. You just want to hate. It's okay, brother. It's okay. You just want to hate, brother. It's all good. But Brent and Drake, Wasting Time. I thought the song was absolute perfection. Anybody who's hating is honestly just hating. Seriously.
That's saw people because you know who's hating. No one's subtweeting right now.
Well, yeah, one of my boys, he hated and he was tripping, but a couple other people were like, I could done without Drake. Brent was cool. I was like, first of all, y'all both tripping. Everybody who said like on both sides are tripping. I think the song's incredible, and I think we're set for a really good album coming from Brent. And this is the first time like this year, Tyler, he had a song with Tyler, Gravity, and Drake. This is the first time he's ever had a rap feature on his song. On his other project.
Wait, is it really?
He never had features ever. He never had features, period. He never had features, period. He's been on features, but he never had features on his songs, period. And now he has 2 rappers on his song, so it's exciting.
No, I equally feel your hype. I didn't understand why anyone could say this song wasn't great, because this song, like, I literally think for a solid hour, I just played with it on, like on Spotify, when you click a song, it only plays that song and it loops. I was that for an hour. And that
I've been that all week.
This song is it's an incredible song. The production's amazing. Brent singing is amazing. Drake's rapping is amazing. A little part of me kind of wanted to know what it would sound like. I think, and this is what I thought it would be, since to Noah's point, Brent, now that I think about it, Brent hasn't had like a rap feature. So I kind of wanted to see how it would sound if Drake dipped into his R&B bag with this one.
That's what I was wondering. I thought he was going to be singing, but
because I kind of like that could have been iconic. Like, this is great. But that could have been iconic. But I saw a tweet that was like, Drake does his best when he lets someone stick to the R&B singing and someone else do the rapping. So
I only played it back and forth with Aaliyah records. Ooh. Yeah, Drake was killing it. Y'all need to stop hating on Drake and Brent. Y'all need to stop.
This is making really. I'm really excited for Brent's album, man. Y'all know y'all like F the World, so
the world. So,
Avery, what about you? Is there anything else that caught your eye this week that you want to shout out?
No, that's the biggest one to me. I want to know, Nnamdi, what do you think about this? This Logic song.
Song. That song is. See, okay, now go ahead, Nnamdi, because I was defending Logic, okay. And I'm still going to defend him for coming back, but this song I cannot defend.
This is the material we're coming back.
This is not the song. I cannot defend this. I cannot defend this.
I just want to. This is the. No, I'm stopping because y'all told me I went too hard on Logic, and look, I watched it back last week already. I'm happy Logic is back.
You gotta call a spade sometime.
But I'm calling a spade a spade. If you're gonna do that retirement thing and come back, this cannot be the bar.
I feel you.
It just cannot be the bar.
I feel you. It was not. It was not. It was not a great one. Logic, you gotta step it up. If y'all, y'all, I got 2 other ones that kind of 3, but 2 other ones I want to shout out. Kind of. I believed it. Division, Ty Dolla $ign featuring Mac Miller. I really liked it. I really liked that one.
I ever since we did our Ty Dolla $ign review, I've had like a newfound respect for him, because he really is on like all the R&B songs.
Yeah, all the features are great.
He's on a track, even if you don't notice him, he probably is elevating that track, and this may be the hook, and you're not.
Probably be talking
about on this album. Like, exactly. Yeah. And y'all, I put it in. I know y'all was like, "What the heck? Why is this on here?" Iggy Azalea, I Am the Strip Club. I thought it was going to be some trap trash.
Hey, what's the problem with putting Iggy Azalea on here? We have
it's just like, she's whack. That's
something different. And I was like, no, you cannot say that.
No, I said trap trash, like the song. I didn't say she was trap trash. I said the song. But the song's like a dance song, like an electronic dance song. And it was actually
like a club song.
It was like I Am the Strip Club. I Am the Strip Club.
Like a club song. But let me tell you something about Iggy Azalea that I'm realizing. Iggy Azalea was able to realize that she wasn't going to be the mainstream like it girl anymore, but she definitely found a niche audience that really doesn't mess with her still, and she's independent, which means she doesn't have as much people her money's going through, and she's been able to be fine off that, and I respect it. Like, I think this song was for her base of fans that maybe will go to the club, like wants to go sweat in the club and like go off and
in a European club. In the Czech Republic.
In a New York club, like what do you, you can find them clubs, And I think she did that. You know, I'm sure the song, it's not going to be your number one on Hot 100, but it's definitely going to get play at clubs and parties, and that is maybe the goal when you're independent. You know, we'll get her the streams.
That's some raves. And Rico Nasty Magic.
Yes,
we're waiting for her album too. Is her out? Wait a second. Did she release one last year or?
Yeah, she just released one a few months.
That's
ago.
right. Dang. Maybe this is gonna
good,
be on the
though.
deluxe.
She's been very consistently releasing good music. So
She has. She's been on a nice little track. So yeah. And IDK, his album's coming. I saw it coming. So yeah.
Whenever I see, after our interview with Laura Veras, you check that out from 2 episodes ago. Whenever I see artists who have just done long strings of singles, I am now interpreting that differently than I did for that recording. Because Rico's one of those people. Like, she's only been doing it, and I'm like, is the album too expensive? Is it because you just think that?
Well, she released it, remember? But then
That's
she's
good.
doing it again, right?
she might have another one.
She might have another one in the chamber.
I know.
For
I'm
real.
just like, I mean, the single she's been putting out over the.
Oh yeah. I agree.
That wasn't. It's not. She didn't put an album out in the middle.
She does a lot of features too.
Yeah,
She does. So yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Oh, did we even talk about what was that Mac Miller song we talked about? Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, with yeah. I believed it. So
all right. So this week, this one was kind of easy. We all listened to the Tyler the Creator album. Just knew we had to talk about it. Call Me If You Get Lost. I think from the first time we saw the marketing for it, the billboards and the numbers, we were like, okay, you've piqued our interest.
Nnamdi. I was gonna ask. This was a perfect album rollout.
It was. No.
And I'm surprised you haven't brought that up yet.
Oh, you just wait till we got to the review.
Good.
No, because like this, there's so many things about this album that I want to be able to be like, yo, this is where y'all need to take notes. It was the perfect album rollout. He had it planned. He didn't make you wait too long. The marketing was there. It was interactive. He did the thing where the fans could make their own IDs. He got you engaged. He said, sign up on this number. He was giving you free shows. He gave you a BET performance. Like, this was one of your textbook, like, this perfect album.
All within like a 3 weeks time too.
All within it. So he rode the momentum and energy. He had us on lock. We was talking about Tyler the Creator 3 weeks ago, and it's been nonstop since. And now we're gonna continue because thank God he had the album to back it up. Like, this is how it's supposed to be done. But before I get too into this, we actually have a guest who's gonna be joining us to break all this down. Noah, who is that guest?
A really, 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 really good friend of mine. A really, really good friend of mine.
You gotta stop playing because she hears that and gets mad.
Oh, she gonna be okay. My girl, that means girl, like my girlfriend, Chanel, is coming on the podcast to talk about Tyler because she is basically a Tyler Creator expert, I would say. Yeah, so she loves this, you know, so yeah, kind of like, I would say a stan. She listens to everything, so yeah, Tyler Creator stan, Chanel Smith. Oh, I gave the government. You should be all right. He's coming on the podcast to review his latest album, his 6th studio album.
And she's actually joining us right now. So with us now is a friend of the pod, like we mentioned, Chanel. Thank you for joining us. Give us a little introduction. Tell us about yourself.
Hey everyone. So my name's Chanel. I've known these guys like all through college. So they wanted me on here because I am like an OG Tyler fan, like OFW, GKTA, Golf Wang, Wolfgang, Kill 'Em all that stuff. So this album is something I was really excited for, something I really love. So yeah, excited to be on the pod, y'all.
So Chanel is going to be giving us, you know, that historical perspective of Tyler the Creator. You know, the one that only a true stan could give us. Chanel, what's your favorite Tyler album?
Oh, see, I was just thinking about this when I found out I was going to be coming on. I think his best album, again, I haven't let this one simmer yet, but his best album to me is Flower Boy. Now, my favorite album, like the album that I think of when somebody says Tyler, the album I think of is honestly Wolf. I love that album so much when it came out. Like, I listened to Wolf like 2 to 3 times a day, every day, and that's when you weren't allowed to have your phone even out in school, so I'd be over here trying to finagle and finesse. Like, I used to love that album.
Well, Chanel, we hope that this album kind of, I guess, is more closer to Wolf than Igor was, so I mean, maybe.
I think so. I was literally just saying, I think this album's like the love child of like Flower Boy and Wolf.
Yes.
Good way to
That's
put it.
exactly what I was thinking.
I agree with that. Let's just get into the review then. We're already in here. So yes, there's Tyler the Creator gave us a 16-track album. It's just under an hour, which I feel is the perfect length. So take notes. Cough, cough, Migos.
Well,
cough, cough, her.
do you want to give some context about like this album? Like, know?
Do we start with the rollout? How we were introduced to this album? So I kind of already had a little rant beforehand, but Chanel, I want to get your opinions on this. Avery, they know I'm really big on how an album is presented and how it's like packaged and delivered, because I think you spend a lot of time putting together an album, so you have to sell it. And I think Tyler the Creator, almost like note for note, bar for bar, gave me like the best rollout I could think of for this album. It was marketed really well. He started with like the mystique of it all, right? Like, call me if you get lost. Here's a number on billboards in California. That was it. That was the first of it. And that sort of turned into this marketing campaign that included like being able to make your own ID and like being able to text a number and you could get free tickets to a show. Like, it all felt very organic and authentic. And I feel like that sort of spoke broadly about this album for Tyler. Like, it was the perfect like segue into this album that ended up being a really good one. So it sort of backs up all the effort he put into selling it to us.
Great
so,
one.
What was your first reaction when you found out as a fan, like as a longtime fan, when you saw that Tyler was back, you saw the stuff he was doing, like, what was your reaction to all that?
Ooh, I was just honestly excited. Because Igor, I feel like, I'm going to steal Noah's phrase here. There wasn't such a high replay value for me. So I don't know. It just wasn't like my speed. Great album, like, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like my everyday kind of speed, the way like Flower Boy was, for example. But so when this came out, I was like, okay, I was really interested to see what kind of sound it was going to be. And then I thought it was really cool. Like, I know this came out after the album dropped, I think, but like the name cards.
Yeah.
I
think it's passports technically. I think that's what the technical term is they're calling it.
Wait, no. It's like
ID,
it says it on there.
Card. License. I thought it was an ID. It's like a license.
The license
of travel. So license,
I feel like
ID, passport,
it could all be
all
right.
one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Like, I really liked how Tyler's actually an artist that markets himself and markets like his product, whereas most artists, I feel like they don't do that. They just either release an album with like absolutely no promotion because they think that it's going to do the same thing that Beyonce did when she released her album with no promotion, and it doesn't. Or they'll just say like, oh, like September 30th with the eye emojis, and like that's it. Like like, that's not even promotion. Like, you just did it on Twitter, and quite honestly, you only got like 14K retweets. Like, bruh, you're not doing numbers like that. So yeah, I like how much effort Tyler puts in, and you could see how much effort he puts in based off of the album, like based off the track list. So
Yeah.
That was really like, he knows what his audience is like gonna eat up when they see something, whether it's like the number or like a short little video of him like kissing a girl and then driving away, and then that number.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
right, yeah.
That was dope. And like the little video before the album came out, not what's the name, but before that when he was on the train.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was some like Loiter Squad stuff.
It's just the thing, and Loiter Squad's gonna come up. You're gonna be surprised when I'm talking about this album, because the thing about Tyler, with all the other things he's done with Loiter Squad, you can tell he's an actual creative. Like, you can tell that Tyler the Creator, there's some album rollouts that, you can tell are probably a little bit more driven from like a label or a marketing team. And I'm not going to act like that's not possible here, that he didn't have the help of a marketing team. But I think Tyler, a lot of his stuff does feel more authentic. Like, this came from my brain. These were ideas I had. And I think you even get that when you start looking at the actual music itself. Because I was going to ask you guys, before we get into track by track, however we end up doing this, like how you would describe the sound of this album. Because I do think there is like a sound, right? And for me, I thought, well, maybe it's like nostalgic. It's sort of like vibey. I don't know if I always go to 80s. I don't know if it's actually 80s, but it feels like 80s, like it's slightly 80s influence. Like, what did you make of the actual sound? And then do you think it compares to any of his previous work? I know you said In Between Wolf and Flower Boy, but
you know what?
Love child between the two, like both, but also having its own like personality too.
You know what it felt for me? it felt like super lavish. That's how the album felt.
Yeah.
Like I'm on my private jet headed to Europe,
Yes.
headed to Geneva, or on the train.
Check
That's
out
what
the
it's
boat.
exactly. Like I'm on a yacht. He's like, remember on Bless, he's like, I got my own, I got one of the biggest concerts,
It's
know
like,
what
which
I'm saying?
roles are you talking about?
Exactly. Like this man does
Is it
everything,
acting?
literally. Exactly, bro. Like he's like, my skin looking great. You know what I'm saying? Like
But his hair won't grow.
my hair won't grow.
It only
Exactly,
grew
like-
like 2 inches in like 3 years or
Yeah.
something.
It
whatever the
felt
lyric is.
super lavish.
That's Nigerian.
Exactly. I mean, he's Nigerian too, of course. So his mom was on there talking stuff too, but we'll get into that. But yeah, it just felt like super lavish. He talks a lot about
It
traveling.
felt like the perfect summer album. I don't know if I would have assumed it would be a summer album, but like when I get to a song like "What's Your Name," I imagine like being in a car with my friends and like driving down the West Coast. I don't know why. That's just the vibe I get from it. From the sound of it. Like, and I think he did a really good job the entire album of sort of transporting you sonically and like really sort of bringing you into the song. But let's start with the opening. So Saint,
Sir.
so said Saint.
Sir Baudelaire.
Y'all, you know what I found out? This is literally, and this is so crazy. This is literally a West Side Gun beat. He literally is using a West Side Gun beat that he used on another song.
Did he produce the beat?
But the beat is he produced basically the whole album, but this beat
That's
is basically exactly from West Side Gun. It's a song called Michael Irvin.
I know, but I'm wondering if he produced the Michael Irvin.
No, he didn't. It's the guy you remember on the West Side Gun side, the guy like conductor.
Yeah.
It's the same guy. He did that, but Tyler produced the whole album except the last track. He did that with Jay Versace. But yeah, that was just interesting. That I was like, oh, interesting. West Side Gun. Okay.
So it's such a good like vibe setter for the rest of the album. Like it just like set the table for what you're about to hear for the rest of the album, and it did so well. I thought this was.
How'd y'all feel when DJ Drama popped up on the first track?
I was
I
excited.
love it.
I love it.
He's billed as a host, and that's exactly what he feels like the entire album. I love it.
It gives it
I
like a
love DJ
mixtape
Drama
kind of
on
feel
it.
to it.
I would like that's something I just definitely wasn't expecting.
At all.
And I'm like, I think Nnamdi, you said throwback to 80s, but that definitely seemed like throwback to like early 2010s, like late 2000s kind of.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know. Like, you know how everybody would just like DJs, and not just DJ, like just all kinds of DJs would hop on a track and just start yelling in the background.
Oh well, yeah.
That aspect,
exactly
yeah.
what that felt like. And
I get you were saying, Nnamdi, and I get what Chanel's saying too. Yeah, for sure.
It gave this album more of like
Yeah.
a mixtape feel than most artists that have like actual mixtapes.
Mixtapes, yeah, for sure.
It is
I mean,
like a.
go ahead,
on.
Nnamdi. No, go ahead.
I was just. It just felt like an added element almost. Like having DJ Drama throughout. It was like, he often sounded like on what's the song, like Corso or What's Your Name, when you have DJ Drama in the background shouting things out. It doesn't feel like it would fit on a song like that, but he manages to make it work. Because when I think of DJ Drama, like I think of like more grittier rap songs, so it doesn't really. So on some of these Tyler songs, it's like the perfect contrast. It still somehow works, and like it keeps you kind of interested still.
But
So
I will also say, like, I think that through the album, one thing that I noticed is like Tyler is really spitting on this album. Like,
Oh yeah, he's
he's
killing it.
rapping. Igor, you really didn't get a lot of that. Flower Boy, you did get some.
Oh, you got a lot
Wolf,
of that.
you got a lot. Cherry Bomb,
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna talk about that because I don't like that album. But yeah, I'm not really gonna talk about Cherry Bomb. But like he's really spitting, and you get more of a sense like, yeah, I like to produce and be all artsy and all this other stuff. But like, don't forget I'm a rapper. Like I'm a hard rapper.
I think
And
that's
like
what
you
he
really
tweeted.
got this in this album, which I loved.
I think he tweeted that after like a day or two after this album came out. He said, I had to remind y'all I can rap. Because it's been a couple albums since he's actually rapped.
It makes sense
He
though,
really
because especially,
raps,
with
like-
Igor,
Yeah.
especially after Igor.
Yes.
Like Wolf, I swear was the last one, at least the last good one. Cherry Bomb.
Yeah. Well, I'm still gonna stand by Flower Boy. He was really rapid because
Flower Boy was just.
But there was also a lot of singing on that album too, not just from him.
Oh yeah, for sure. But he was rapping on there too. But this album, he was really rapping.
Yeah. Like
That was I love that intro. That was like a perfect intro to like set the mood, honestly, of the
Can
album.
I ask you about y'all know I'm a killer for themes and narratives and stories. So apparently with this, he's introducing us to the character he assumes. Like last album, we had Igor with the blonde wig. This album, apparently, it says Sir Tyler Baudelaire is like
Baudelaire.
I'm from Atlanta. I say things weirdly.
No excuse.
No, it's from Atlanta.
Oh, okay, but he's from a different part. Baudelaire. That don't even sound right. How you know you're right?
It's Baudelaire, right?
It's Baudelaire.
Because he says that.
Wait, but what?
Baudelaire.
What did I say?
You said Baudelaire.
Baudelaire.
Like
Baudelaire.
Baudelaire.
Baudelaire. Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
I didn't realize
Exactly.
this is a shame the way Nnamdi talks.
Oh my goodness. Getting to other tracks on here.
You didn't
When we
answer
got.
my question.
What'd you say? How do we feel?
Characters introducing you to.
I feel
I
less of a narrative on this album than the other.
I agree.
Like Igor is like his most narrative. Like that was very specifically about something. This felt like he was just like Tyler just talking his shit on this album about like
Exactly. This was a victory lap.
Yeah.
This was Tyler's victory lap because obviously Flower Boy, he was like it was very specific theme.
He has little stories around this album, but like for the most part, as so like an overarching narrative, I don't know if there's like
and I'm still looking for it, but my AP Lit brain isn't like I there's something here. I feel like there is a narrative here with the Call Me If You're Lost and like this character. I just haven't listened to this enough times and watched the lyrics enough to find it.
There definitely is like something it's like connecting, but not in the same way that Tyler used to do like overarching stories. Because before, I mean, it would be like whole skits in songs, like, but every single track.
I don't think
it's not like that, which I like, which is like, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah, this feels more like a straightforward like rap album than like Igor.
I don't think everything needs to be like an overarching theme. Everything doesn't always have to have like a secret meaning. Like people,
he certainly has those on here with like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
this, obviously and stuff. But
yeah, for sure. So
this feels more straightforward than that.
Absolutely. Let's get into these tracks though, guys. Like I want to talk about these songs. You feel me? Like these fire songs right here. Corso was a great energy track that apparently ASAP was supposed to be on, but that's another conversation. Yeah, man, this was another one with a great. This album had a lot of great variety because you go from like Corso to like Lemon Head, which is like really upbeat, hype tracks. You know what I'm saying? And 42 Doug, I thought was great on Lemon Head.
So good.
He was great. I thought he was super great. I get it, I go. He was really good. So
Tyler has this really cool way of like taking these artists and like adapting them to his sound and just, like, elevating them.
100%.
And like 42 Doug obviously, but NBA Youngboy, and then later on the album, who's the other one later on the album?
Yes, Jumbo.
Uzi on
yes. Oh my
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, because that is my
Yo, but Avery, to your point, I thought Drake had this ability more than anyone, and I'm giving it to Tyler. I think Tyler may be the best rapper at introducing, like you just said, at adapting features to his project. Because he's made me, y'all know how I feel about Lil Uzi and NBA Youngboy, and yet I thought both of them killed their songs.
Killed it, and
it's like he knew how to incorporate.
Well,
he knew how to incorporate just the right amount, like in the exact song, and like it all sounded way better than I think any of them do individually.
I agree, talent, to me, NBA Youngboy was the one that was most jarring because you hear that production, and we heard the Lucy, and he's like, oh, it's just him, and then you see like NBA Youngboy, Ty Dolla $ign, I get NBA Youngboy, you're like, oh my goodness, and he gets on there with that, doesn't it? Okay, does it sound like some early 2000s like Sammy? Remember Sammy when he was a kid and he was doing that weird 2000s like boy band type sound? I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. Like R&B boy band types, so like some B5 or B2K type stuff. That's what it sounded like.
Like the third time I listened to this song, I was like, are you sure that's NBA Youngboy? I was like, I've never heard it sound like that before.
I did not know it was him because I was just listening to the song and then I was like, who is that?
Yeah. And Ty Dolla $ign fits perfect on there. It's kind of like his lane anyway. So
I just love how this song sounds. And a little part of me wondered like if this is what, like when I said the whole Silk Sonic thing, I could imagine like a similar production from a Silk Sonic. It may not sound the exact same, but that's when I very much so got that bag, and I think Tyler did it so well, like so well. Like this is when I don't know. I always say 80s when I just mean like older than current, but the sound and vibe on this, it very much so felt.
I mean,
I don't know what these listen to.
This is very like
ever-
R&B-ish. It's
ever
very
since
nice.
Flower
R&B,
Boy,
yes.
ever since Flower Boy, he's gotten more into like the soul sampling, which is like what I actually got me back into like really enjoying Tyler's music like this much. So I'm so happy.
The song's
he did
just like
this.
infectious.
Yeah,
It really is. I think
Stuck on
it feels like the most popular song on the album that people
Yeah.
are like going to the most. So
This
so
was
yeah,
one that
so-
got me so hyped for the album too when he released that little video.
When he
and I was
dropped
like,
that video.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
that's when I was like, oh, he
need
ready.
this.
I was like, he's ready. He's ready.
I
He's
was like,
ready.
Lumberjack was cool, but I was like, I need this.
And obviously, this is one of the tracks where he's obviously talking about a girl and like, hey, I mean, he's talking about a girl on a lot of tracks. This one, he's like, hey, what's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? Clearly,
Yeah.
he's just approaching a girl,
That
just like the
reminds
video.
me of Bimmer so much. Like, do y'all remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just the second I saw the video, I was like, this is just like I just got Bimmer vibes immediately. But it's such a good song. Like,
another track I want to bring up because Lumberjack was a single, which is like he's just basically rapping his butt off. But
wait, are you trying to move on from Lumberjack? Can I have
No, hold on. I'm saying it's a single. I'm saying
we really didn't talk about Corso or Lemonhead.
or Lumberjack? Like, dang.
You just skipped to What's Your Name.
Well, yeah, we did. But I mentioned Lemonhead. I mentioned how 42 Doug was great on that. I mentioned how, it was a great, very hype track, really high energy track. I mean, is there anything else you think needs to be added?
Could other people perhaps mention things?
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So I was actually gonna say with Lemonhead, I thought this was a sample, and I had to Google it because I was like, "Oh, I've heard this before." It feels like one of those like. It starts off feeling like a DJ Drama beat one, and then like just one of those like big like. It gave me.
Well, Tyler produced the whole album, so
I know it wasn't a sample. It gave me. It gave me Southern rap, because it felt very much so like it is. It just felt so loud and banging, and I thought it was a sample, and it wasn't, which just made me even more impressed with like his production ability. And I didn't know Frank Ocean was on this song either. I didn't peep that until like I was looking at the
Yeah,
song
I
and
heard it.
read
I was like, that's right.
in the
Yeah.
credits. I was like, oh, that's who that is.
yeah.
You worked
Yeah,
really well with that.
There's little things from like his features from the past few years I can like hear kind of in this, like or maybe I was on Flower Boy where he's like, I know you all are sick of me talking about cars, and now
Yeah,
he's
that
back
was
to like
Flower
talking about
Boy.
the rolls. And then
Oh,
on
yeah.
that Freddie Gibbs song, he said this sounds like the boat I haven't bought yet,
Yeah.
and it sounds like he bought the boat. That sounds
And
great.
then y'all with Corso, I hate that I know that A$AP Rocky was supposed to be on the song because I see where A$AP Rocky would have been on that song.
He literally said the part where DJ Drama's just talking.
Like that, it's so I think DJ Drama, like, it was a good filler and you don't notice, but like now that you re-listen to it with that knowledge, you definitely hear like, oh, this is like probably intended to cover up a verse. But it was still great without it, and it's some of my favorite production on the album.
Yeah.
Why
really hype.
wasn't he?
He just said he literally
He
said he
didn't
didn't hit back.
respond to him.
Yeah.
He said, I saw a tweet that said A$AP Rocky dumped Tyler and started dating Rihanna. Sick.
Yeah.
But that's-
Oh my goodness.
Of course, they're just joking.
And these horns, at the end of course, it's like, those are like his signature now. It's been his signature for a while now. Those horns, it's super, super, super dope. So
I literally
Corso-
just wrote down that this may be my favorite production. It's between this and we'll get to the other song later for favorite production for me, but Corso was definitely up there.
Definitely great.
dope.
You talked Lumberjack already.
Yeah, that's a single that we've talked about on the pod before. I mean,
Have
yeah, we
This is
talked. I
another
mean, yeah,
song
we
I could
did.
honestly see A$AP on too.
Mhm.
Because before I knew A$AP was supposed to be on Corso, when I heard this, I was like, oh, A$AP's on. Like, I was like, A$AP should have been on this because it gave me Who Dat Boy vibes.
This gave me older Tyler more than a lot of the other songs. Like this, I think the production was like dark kind of and like grittier and like loud.
He had a couple of those that I was.
Yeah.
And
He had a
like,
couple of those.
He was talking his shit and saying like "fuck you" to haters. Ooh, sorry, I forgot where we were for a sec. Whatever to his haters. So like,
Man, what the?
not to mention you have Jasper and some of the
Jasper just screaming in the background.
Yeah.
Like, it really gave me like, if anything gave me like Wolf and that era Tyler, it was Lumberjack.
Just him screaming in the background.
Mhm.
The Gravedigger sample. Tyler knows his stuff, man. Tyler, we he's really eclectic guy. So he's just an incredible artist in terms of his production too. Like his production also shined throughout this album. It's so varied, which is so interesting. So
On
Lumberjack,
Hot Wind
huge.
Blows, Lil Wayne features have been very hit or miss for me, and this one-
okay, not on Tyler's album though. Whenever
exactly. That's
Lil Wayne
my
is on Tyler,
that's
it
my
goes in.
like Lil Wayne's been hit or miss, but Tyler the Creator got him on this album, and he was like, we're not You come up with some bars for this.
This
And
is
like,
one of
I
the
don't know if it
verses
was
I've
the
ever heard.
production makes it easier, but he did every.
Oh, he killed
There's
it.
not a bad
Incredible.
feature.
He
There's
This
killed
is
it.
not a bad feature.
When's the last? What's the last album we've talked about where we said there's not a single bad feature? I can't remember.
Yo,
Coming
Our
from
boy.
coming from the Her album to this, where
Oh
like
my
some
gosh.
of those.
oh, why we gotta
features-
bring somebody down? Why we gotta bring
I'm not
somebody
trying
down?
to, but like there's 2 albums in a row where there's a bunch of features and one didn't do them well and one didn't like perfectly. So
One had 22 tracks. One had an hour and 20 minutes for an album.
I'm sorry. It's
I
just
will say
So
though,
much harder to do
I
that.
think Wayne is the worst feature on this album. If you had to rank
Whoa,
all-
no!
I had to say it.
I
had to say it.
disagree.
I knew it was gonna be a hot take. I knew.
Woo,
it was
that's
gonna
a
be
Well,
hot-
my thing
that's
is,
a
so, like,
hot one.
I
That is
want to
hot.
disagree. But
How
I
that
don't.
one of the best
but-
verses on the
but-
whole
but
album?
I know, but my thing is because I don't know what the bad, but like none of them were bad, so I
None
can't.
of them were bad. Like
I
that's what I'm
can't
saying.
reply
I'm
to you and say,
picking-
"Oh, this one's worse," because I didn't think any of like I liked Wayne a lot.
We're
I-
picking the worst out of the best here. Like they're all good. Point
I
blank.
know, but Lil Wayne's one of my
I'm
favorite.
saying if I had to rank them, like I don't know my ranking, but I was like, honestly, like Wayne wasn't like Wayne
No.
didn't do it like how Uzi did it, for example.
Oh, I don't know about that. Did y'all hear when he said?
No. On Juggernaut?
Hold on. Are we
I
gonna
think
talk
that's
about when he
That's
said?
an unfair comparison because Uzi impressed me more on Juggernaut.
But okay, because we didn't expect. But when Lil Wayne
That's
said,
because I didn't. The bar was like
when
lower.
Lil Wayne
This-
finished
this
that part where he
line-
said, I
this
might as well.
line
He
is
said,
incredible.
I might as well eat me a hoe, and he just starts going in like. Ooh.
this wind beneath my wing, deserting.
Wind
glare,
beneath
like,
my wings.
Oh my God.
I went crazy, bro. Oh
So
my gosh.
So good.
Lil Wayne. Yo, I'm not a
Oh,
Lil Wayne fan like that. He killed that, and I get you because all
Killed
those other features were super dope. So,
Avery, can you go to the his verse, Wayne's verse?
excuse me, pardon me, the wind blow. And this song is called "Hot Wind Blows." I looked it up based off like the sample. It's like an old '70s track. It's called something like "Wind Blows," something like that. It's like an old '70s sample, which I loved. You know, like the-
I've really learned from doing this stuff. A lot of production is just finding good samples that other people make.
absolutely.
And, like,
But
utilizing
it'll be
them.
songs you don't expect, but. I mean, honestly, I feel it because even though Lil Wayne's verse was incredible, if it was just Tyler, the song would be just as great still. I still
Yeah.
think Tyler did his thing, obviously.
That speaks to the whole album. I
That
think-
speaks the whole album. Exactly.
And it's the perfect, a problem with features sometimes is like the feature overtakes the album, a la
Yeah.
have Our Way, Drake, Migos.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
that doesn't happen at all anywhere on here.
Absolutely.
I also
All
have
of
to.
the features add something to the song.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like there's not a feature that doesn't add something.
I
It would be
agree.
good without them,
But
but
it
with
definitely
them,
adds.
it's great.
I
The
agree.
song always makes me laugh when I get to it too, because DJ Drama gets the name of the album wrong in his little intro.
Wait, what is
Call
it
me
say?
when you get lost.
Oh.
I don't know why. It just always makes me laugh.
Oh, it call me when you get. Oh,
Tyler probably
Oh,
heard
I don't
it.
think. I don't
I didn't
think.
even
I
notice
didn't know
that.
if that was on purpose or not.
I think he just
No, I
said.
just think he's just like talking and he
He's
just
just
like says it
talking.
wrong.
Probably
It's
just
funny.
got it wrong.
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
funny.
he's just talking. I don't think
I
it's
know,
that big of a
just-
deal. Yeah, it's funny.
That's really funny. I didn't notice.
Yeah. Massa's another one that I think is like underrated, but I love this track. It kind of reminded me of like they don't sound the same, but Earl on Night. Remember how it's like really slow and it speeds up and he like gets more energy at the end of that track. On this one, he's like talking like really. He's like, Massa couldn't catch my legs longer than and then it just like gets more hype. I just love the build up. I thought it was super.
You know
dope
what
how
I
they did
wrote
that.
on?
One thing
Sorry, Chanel, go ahead, Chanel.
One thing I really love about this song is that he talks about his other albums, and he kind of gives like these quick little synopsises of what his thoughts are on his albums. And I was like, I really like that because it's just like like if you put out an album, like everybody just expects that you think that that's great work, and it's like he was critical because like right here it says that's why Cherry Bomb sounded so shifty. Like, and then you find out that his mom was in a shelter when Yonkers dropped. Like, there's little key, like, things that you see in there. And it's like, it was nice to hear. And I thought it added a lot to the song. Because honestly, I was kind of like iffy when I first heard it, but then I heard that and I was like, nah, this song's amazing.
It's storytelling. It's a talent.
storytelling.
Exactly.
Storytelling, because he's mentioned the album, but then he's going back to where he was in his life when that album released. Like in terms of how he did on which I love. Obviously he's talking about like Massa, obviously like he's relating it to like slavery and stuff like that, but kind of talking about his come up and what it was like for him growing up and stuff like that, which I thought was super dope. Which Tyler doesn't do a lot of, I feel like, lately, you know, like really deep storytelling, like something vivid like this, which he also does again on a later track.
His flow on here sounds so cool too.
Yo,
I mean, I just love it.
I literally wrote in my notes when I heard this song, I was like, this is what versatility sounds like. Like when we say from rappers, like, hey, we need you to do a better job switching up your flow, like keeping me entertained. I'm not going to say any names, but we know who we're talking about. Like this is what that looks like and sounds like. Like I told you, I was a lot of things. I'm gonna say, hey, take notes. And this is
everybody doesn't have the ability to do that. It's it takes ability.
What is the ability?
It takes there's ability in rappers.
I understand the writing point and the storytelling part. Absolutely. That's not everyone can do that.
Flow takes ability too.
The flow aspect of that, if you're a rapper today, at the very least, you know how to establish a flow and switch it up.
Not really, because people these days get popping off of one flow.
All this is like switching up flows. And I think any rapper can do that if they try hard enough to do it. So it's like, to me, it's like, this is take notes. This is how you do it.
If Blueface can do it, any rapper can do it.
Has he done it?
You don't know the song. He's like, hold on, let me switch flow. And then he switches his flow.
This is Tyler.
I remember DaBaby did that once and he didn't switch the flow.
It wasn't good.
Because DaBaby has this much versatility.
Well, we don't want to talk about DaBaby on this.
We don't. We don't want to talk about DaBaby.
They're not bringing one king down while lifting up another.
I haven't done it once. That's been everybody else.
Get off your moral high ground.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like we have.
We bring it down her. We bring it down DaBaby. I'm just trying to big up Tyler. You know what I'm saying? I could bring down somebody else's fave on here, but I'm not gonna do that today.
Noah's just apparently a better person than me.
I'm just a better person. I'm just a better person.
It's slick shit. The slick comments.
I'm just a better person. That's all.
And I'm just like, who's fave? Because none of my faves is on this track. So I'm like,
see, I'm gonna wait till after the pod to get to that. Run It Up. Another track. Look at Nnamdi's face. He's like, excuse me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay.
Tight.
Run It Up.
Run It Up is another one where he's just like talking his stuff. Where he's just like where he's at, which is I still love. Like again, Tyler just taking a victory lap again. And Tizo touchdown. Never heard of him before. He was good though too. I really enjoyed him too. It wasn't too much. I don't think he even had. I think he did he was just on the bridge and the chorus and stuff, but it was great.
I really feel like Tyler Creator uses some of his songs as like a journal, and this is one of those songs that feels when you look at the first verse and even how he opens up, he's talking about getting bullied in high school and like saying, despite all of that, like, look where I am now, like none of it brought me down like that. It all is personal stuff, and you may miss that with just how good the song itself sounds, but I can appreciate that about his music. I also like the production on this a lot too. That this was another one where I said it was vying for like favorite production for me. I thought it sounded really, really good.
It's like the sound and the production. This is, to me, like one of those songs that you're either like, I don't know if you guys are like singers in the shower or like singers in the car. But wherever like your favorite singing places, this is the sound. This is the song where you turn it all the way up and like you're screaming at the top of your lungs.
This is the song like I couldn't wait.
It's such a fun song.
If I went to a Tyler concert, this is the song I would want to hear. Like it would be so fun to be around other people.
Turn up song.
Bro,
like
the call and response, if like crazy.
It'd be so fun.
I'm going Tyler. I'm gonna go back to the show. Oh man, this next track though.
Manifesto.
This
is
crazy.
You said journal. Oh, this didn't feel like a journal. This felt like
this is a manifesto. It feels like a manifesto.
Oh, for sure. But this is the one where he was like, he just like going in, and then honestly, the beat change on this is incredible because we got to give Damo his shout out. He's been silent for a little bit.
Killing it.
Oh my God, Damo! When the beat changes, oh my God, guys. He's just going in.
Reverse. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He was insane. He was insane.
He snapped.
Damo was insane.
It was so cool to hear like the OF on the song again, and like, it was just nice to hear. And I love like I got canceled before Twitter was even a thing. And
oh my
so good.
Gosh.
Like, what does canceled even mean anymore? But he was.
Right.
And wasn't he banned from Jimmy Fallon? Weren't they banned from Jimmy Fallon?
He was banned from Jimmy Fallon. Remember he was banned from a country? Remember that? Remember he did that at the
UK, right?
UK. He was banned from UK.
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Remember that?
Like Tyler, they've been through it.
He talked about like, I think it was this track where he's talking about like, I made some donations and but then I, spent it on like a chain or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's this track.
The opening to this song is so good.
Yeah, but then the fact that he had that one verse. Oh yeah,
It's
you need to
Selena
say
one of
something about that. You need to say something about black. Shut the.
That
Yo.
actually had me cackling. Like,
That was so funny.
Well, that's another thing. Tyler's hilarious. So
like, oh my gosh, you just
Yeah,
came out
but-
wild today. Like, you just really just came out wilding.
this
For no
track sound like it could be on some like I don't know, man. This sound like a track for Earl. Seriously, bro. This his production is so varied on here. It's kind of incredible how you can do something like "What's Your Name" and produce something like this when the sound
But it
is so
still
different.
goes together. Like, the sound
Oh
is
yeah, it still works.
different for the album. Like, that's
Oh yeah, for sure. I totally agree. It works perfectly. It's just that second that when that beat change is just incredible. It's like,
And
oh
he's
my
like
goodness.
hella deep. Like I like how he gets so like into social messages in this and like
Yeah, he
absolutely.
apologized
I
to
can understand that
Selena
perspective.
Gomez.
Yeah, back when I was trying to F Justin Bieber. Ooh,
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I would say Tyler's still giving you a little bit of his sexuality on here, so showing his confidence.
that felt
That was funny to
definitely.
me.
Yeah.
feels like he stole that line from Kevin Abstract. I feel like Kevin Abstract has said that exact line.
If anything,
Kevin
Kevin
Abstract
Abstract stole that line.
Lil
from
Nas
Tyler.
X.
True, true,
Like, on the
true.
timeline.
But they both came. They
What
both,
about
you know, they
Justin
both like,
Bieber?
huh?
About Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
He just sounded like a.
Oh, didn't Tyler say
salad
that
line.
in a freestyle too?
Probably.
Like, I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, he said that. Oh, with the.
He's
he probably did.
been talking
But
about
I think the funny thing about the bar for me is like we see this and we're like, oh, that's funny. But I'm like that he's probably dead ass serious right now.
No, he's
For
dead
sure.
serious. He's
Yeah.
dead serious. He's dead serious. I agree.
Like,
Track 10 continues to trend. It
oh my
continues
God,
to trend.
I love this song.
This song is so good.
Oh
Yeah,
my
continue. Oh my God! It continues the trend of him having like a part, like 2-part songs on track 10. That's like a trend. He's done that
Yeah.
ever since his first mixtape, Bastard.
Sweet feels like a cookout song. Like Sweet feels like let me have my wine. Like what y'all kids know about this? Come here. Let me show you what you did back in the day. Like that's the
Well,
energy.
it's so crazy because this song's like, oh, it's gonna get your girl, but we forget on the second track he lost the girl too. she picked the other dude. That's what happened. That's what happened. So
Every time, like the second song on this is like reggae. It's so.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's so
what makes you
Brent and
think?
Fontana Hughes are
Yeah.
so amazing.
I'm not. First of all,
So amazing.
Fanta Hughes, we're coming
Yeah.
for you.
By
We're
the
coming
way.
for you. We come. Fanta Hughes.
Yo, she
Another
killed
one.
it.
I'm not gonna say I said it, but I said it. Like Fanta Hughes.
She,
but
she's so.
I
good
have
at this.
I have one gripe, and y'all be like, oh my gosh, one tiny
I don't even know what your
tiny
gripe is.
minute gripe.
Yeah.
Minute gripe. Y'all know I'm a Brent Faiyaz stan, okay? I just felt, and I still think that the song's incredible. I just wanted to hear his. I know you're trying to layer the beat and Tyler's vocals and Brent's vocals. I just wanted to hear Brent more because I'm just such a big fan. It just felt like the production was. It was at certain parts. It was like I just wanted to hear him more, but it still sounded great though. That was just
That
me.
sounds like a personal thing.
It's a personal thing. It's personal. It's personal. It's personal.
I made that face because I thought it was interesting because I actually like applauded for Tyler for how much space I thought he gave Brent to sort of do it. So I heard Brent fairly often
part
like
is so
towards the
good.
end.
Oh no, you can hear him. But the first time I heard the track, I was like, "Where's Brent? Like, where'd he go?" I was like, I didn't hear him.
No,
And then I-
okay, so I FaceTime Noah, I think, after the album came out, and I guess Apple Music doesn't list features. And I was like, dang, Brent's so good on that song. And I was like, Brent's on it?
And when the
Yeah, I
album
didn't hear
first
it.
dropped, they didn't list the features.
Yeah, they did it
at
on
all.
Apple Music
Now
at all.
it's on there now, but
Yeah.
like they didn't list them when it first dropped.
That's why I was so confused. And Fanta Hughes, you could hear a lot more clearly. Like she had like, you know, but it
Yeah.
was still great though. Still great. He lost the girl still, so
Yeah. No, this second
That's
song
it.
is great.
So
The ending
okay,
of it
I always,
is like stuck
I
in my
always
head.
ask this question: do you guys like the first part or the second part better?
second part.
I like
Second
the
part.
second.
Hard. I don't know though. Like the second part's amazing because I love the reggae, but I love Sweet, and I really like again.
You
I
see, the
think
first
the
part's
reason-
my favorite too. Like
I think the only reason I would say the second part is because I feel like on this album we had heard songs that sound like Sweet, kind of like the same vibe, like not same as in like it felt redundant, but just that
Oh,
vibe kind of
This-
thing. You know,
this-
like your name and like. So I thought you knew was a different. I thought You Wanted to Dance was a different vibe or like completely different sound at that point because we hadn't really heard reggae on this album prior to.
I just see myself on a beach in Jamaica, like, what makes you think? that's the vibe it gave me. You know what I'm saying?
The ending of this song is just what gets stuck in my head when I think about this.
Yeah.
Just
you guys
Fanta
know
Hughes
that
just
you guys know that that gif of that it's like this little boy and he's like with the sunglasses.
Oh yeah, that's what he feels like. He's
That's
like,
how I feel when I hear that.
what
I love
makes you
that.
think I'm not in love? I mean, Fanny Hughes is coming up. Like, she just feels like the next hit, and she's
No, this feels like a big deal for her, and I'm really excited. And I cannot wait for this new Brent to drop whenever that happens.
Woo.
I hope it's coming soon.
Woo.
Brent, do a Tyler rollout. Don't do no like Drake, a single here over the course of the year rollout, because I need your music.
I will take whatever I can
Drake's
get.
taking a page
Mama
out of
Talk.
context.
I love it. I like the song a lot. This one he has his
Well, it's just mom's. It's just exactly. His mom
This
just
is good.
talking that. You know
Okay,
what?
wait, hold on. Is this
is the
not
energy
my
moms need
mother?
to have. This is your
F
mom.
with my
Mama
kids.
too.
Is this
F with
not
my
my
kids.
mother? This is my mother to a T. Like when she was just
F with my
This
kids.
really is your
F
mom.
with my kids.
she's like, ain't nobody gonna F with my kids. I was like, bruh, how did my mom throw her voice like that? Like what?
No,
Mom,
the part that
don't do it.
Like in
What the
all
fuck?
black
Yeah.
families.
That's your-
I swear, every single like black child has had this
No.
like this time in their life where their mom is wilding. Like it'll
No.
be like Burger King or
You
something.
said, go get
and
your
they're just
chassis.
wilding. You're like, Mom,
No,
just
you know what's so
go."
funny? You know what's so funny though? That's actually like real life. Where and she's like, "Am I lying?" He's like, "You have no reason to." And I'm like, he's like, "You have no reason to." It's like that's so true. He's like, "Am I lying? Tell me I'm lying." Like, I have nothing to say. Oh man, Mama, respect.
This is good.
I love
I really
it.
like
It's
it.
like the perfect sort of like personal little drop, not even a real song, just like a little boop, just to like make
And it's
them feel more
entertaining
like
still.
fun.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's entertaining.
good.
When I rise to the top, right now. There's another good one, another groovy track.
Yeah, this one's just good. I don't know.
I know
Like
the
it's
word
just
still.
So actually, I find it interesting that we're on track 12, and I'm sensing a shift in the energy we're talking about this song. So does this song have any skips on? Does this album have any skips on it?
No,
No.
to me, no skips. To me, it has no skips.
No skips, but if you had to pick a skip, gun to your head, I think this is the skip.
That's
Gun
fine,
to
but it's
your
still a
head.
good track. Gun to your head,
A
but
good track, but like as in you had to pick one.
yeah, for sure. It's still a good
I
track
wasn't
though.
familiar with Daisy World before this. Did any of you guys know?
Yeah, she's done work with actually my that's gonna be my project of the week. Steve Lacy and other people, but she doesn't have any work of her own, which I thought her single was great on here. I thought she sounded great, man. She sounded great on
She
here.
did.
But,
the chorus on here is so catchy still. Like, yeah,
that's the thing. His hooks are super catchy on here.
yeah.
So I'm
It's
like,
good.
just good, man. Just good.
Right.
Um,
So what do we got next? Blessed. Oh, I like this song a lot too. You know, the back half of this album is also very strong.
Yeah.
I guess when both halves of the album are strong, it's sort of hard to find anything that you might think is a miss.
I mean, when the album's no skips,
when it's a good album,
it's a good album.
Yeah, period.
This is
an
literally-
interlude.
Yeah, this is him taking his victory lap again.
Yeah.
You know,
And you
He
know,
said-
Tyler deserves that though, because real life, Tyler the Creator, a lot of people probably wrote him off at first. They thought he was gonna get canceled because he was this loud mouthed and whatever.
homophobic.
He just has had this insane ability to capitalize off of his controversy. Like,
Absolutely.
he got lawyers
This
squad.
song feels like the thesis
Like-
for the whole album. Like this.
I
feels-
agree.
You know, the funniest
Ah, I
thing
like
about
that, Avery.
Tyler came up at a time where like instead of crazy things getting you canceled, him saying crazy things got him a show on Adult Swim. Like that
Oh,
was
absolutely.
the era that he still got to catch the tail end of. It's really
Yeah.
kind of interesting to think of.
Absolutely. It's so funny because I mean, this just shows like obviously Tyler's still a fun guy and everything, but he's grown up, he's matured, and obviously he still makes jokes and he's still funny, but he's a mature dude. Dude's really grown up, and I mean, you know, the thing was like, oh, he's so immature, he says stupid things, but he's still the same guy. Just mature and grow up. That's what happens with age and experiences in life.
Yeah.
Real life
he
stuff
was,
happening.
Like, he was like what, 18? Like
17, 18.
after
yeah.
came out, like he was a kid still
Yeah.
basically.
And he's
Like,
30
in
now.
his 30s, yeah.
30, and it doesn't even feel like that. So
I know, it is insane.
I mean, he
don't
says
wanna
it.
rush, but there's a song that I've been waiting to talk about for a minute.
Bruh, this song right here.
I was okay. First of all,
This
We're
song
on,
right
we're on
here-
Juggernaut. We're on Juggernaut.
when Lil Uzi,
Juggernauts like kind of insane. Like it's kind of the fact that Lil Uzi sounds as good as Lil Uzi does. I get that Lil Uzi has his fans, but I've been skeptical. It's fine. I have the
He's had
right.
good features
He
before.
killed this.
No.
Uzi has great
killed this one.
features.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
He killed it.
He's a great.
okay, when people were talking about, oh my gosh, he's such a great lyricist and all that, I was like, oh, now this, if he's rapping like this on tracks, which he wasn't on that,
On his
he
album,
didn't
bro.
do that on his album. People need to stop.
No,
He wasn't rapping.
He doesn't do that on any of like his.
No,
songs.
but I'm
Like,
saying on his album, people were saying it's great lyricism and he's great. He's such a great with the word. No, this is where he did it. Yeah, sign my John Hancock on every time I check you. Oh my God. Woo, he was going
Oh.
in, bro.
Crazy.
Can I just say, like, Pharrell
Pharrell killed it too.
I love hearing Pharrell rap.
I
found me
love
sounded
when
great.
Pharrell raps.
Yeah.
On a Gangsta's Thing by Moneybagg Yo, he was rapping on Certified Neptunes. That was great. And he's doing it again on Pharrell's a rapper. I mess with it every time because he rarely misses.
He's just
Absolutely.
so talented.
Mhm,
Yep.
He really is.
Did
And I
he
will
produce
say,
any
like-
of these either too?
No, Tyler produced the whole
The
album.
whole thing. Okay.
Tyler produced the whole thing.
There's one song I feel like Pharrell produced.
No, he didn't.
has his, like, tag at
Does
the
it have the
beginning.
does it have the 4 count?
Yeah.
Which song is it?
I'll find it. Keep talking.
He did the
I know there was 2 songs that were produced by other people, but I don't know.
Yes,
I know Tyler produced an album. I don't know if that means like devoid of any sort of.
on the last track, Jay Versace co-produced.
There was
I was
one
gonna
more that
say-
someone was produced. There was another. It was 2 songs that I think he had produced.
From what I remember,
Was it this one?
he
No,
was,
I don't think it was
Still
this one. I know
producing?
one of them was Jay Versace. Then there was another one. Hold on, I'll find it right now. Y'all don't even worry. Y'all just chill. Jamie XX produced Rise. Yep, produced Rise.
co-produced that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Either
yeah.
way, these features are incredible.
Yeah,
This
this
is like
song's so
such a
hype.
hype song.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is a song you listen to when you get ready.
Well, remember Avery said, I don't remember what track you said. This is the track I think of when I want to listen to a show, go to a show. Is that Corso you said?
I said
this is the-
Run It Up. I said Run It Up.
Run it up.
Yeah.
Juggernaut's that for me.
And
Yeah.
Juggernaut. All
Juggernaut's that one. What it is.
It's so good.
It's when I'm doing 95 down the highway, my windows down, my sunroof open. This is that song.
Yeah,
What
man.
I wonder what he performed at the BT. Was it a Lumberjack? I think.
Yeah, he did Lumberjack.
He did
I
Lumberjack.
don't know if you saw it. It was really cool. It's like he was trying to get to his house, but the wind was blowing too hard.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
That was so
At the
dope.
BET.
Which is how I feel listening to that song. I wrote, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a narrative in here. I just gotta find it. Give me like 10 more listens. I'm giving you an essay about it.
Oh my God. He's gonna be like, I was just rapping, guys. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
he's like, guys, I just rapped. That's all. And I'm just like, oh.
The whole piece of paper on it.
Okay.
Wait.
And speaking of people digging too deep into stuff, okay, if you want, we still want to stay on Juggernaut or Wilshire.
I was gonna say like the little like hesitation before Uzi comes in, like the little like
Oh, yeah.
hesitation you get before he comes in. It's just so good. The production.
She gonna eat it and leave.
Yeah. it's so good.
Yeah, this is another one. Like this, where people feel like they were digging because I heard people saying this is about ASAP, which it
There
could
was a
be.
couple ASAP things that I caught on here. Like
No,
you know,
but at the end he says, "On
reference.
God, I love that girl." He says, "On God, I love
Yeah.
that girl."
Yeah,
He's-
but I think but like he also used. I'm not convinced every time he says girl, he means girl. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, he'll say a guy's name. He'll say Justin. I want to F Justin Bieber.
That's
Okay, I don't
different,
think.
though. When you're actually recounting about like a personal experience, I'm not like. It's a couple things on here. What's the song? The Geneva song.
Okay,
I'm like, wasn't
this-
ASAP arrested enough?
This is my point of people reading too deep into things. He says girl. He's like, maybe he means boy.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna think. I'm gonna.
argument if I would like to.
All right, you know we talked about like if you had to skip a song. This
Well,
is probably,
that
this probably it for me.
Just too
I
It's
don't
just
long.
know.
long. The
know,
song's like
that'd
9
be like
minutes.
full
I think it
time.
drags a little bit, but it's good. I mean,
Well, it's long. It is very long. It's like, okay, well, I get it because
It's the least energetic song. It's the least
Yeah.
energetic song on the
It is
album.
Yeah.
very long. But I like how it sounds. That's the thing. I really do like how it sounds, but it is very, very long.
I was impressed too. I was impressed
Oh, yeah.
after listening to this.
Because he's just doing the whole story, the whole thing, which is interesting. So
See, this is the kind of bars you look at where you're like, hey, you wrote this. Like
they
there's
say
you wrote
bros
this.
over hoes.
There's
I'm like,
bros over
nah. man. Yeah, this was just a long track, a long narrative, a long story that I thought was great. I was actually really impressed because I haven't heard Tyler do this ever
Mhm.
like this before. In terms of like extensive, like long storytelling. I feel like some Kendrick stuff, you
Yeah,
know, like
say something Kendrick.
That's
sing,
exactly
sing,
what I was
sing
thinking.
about me, I'm dying of thirst type stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Super long, just
I
like
was
drum
this is definitely a
drum
Ken
beat.
Stevens song.
Yeah, just like a drum break, and he's just going in for a long time. I hear you down that, Avery. You kind of like, oh, I'm still on this track.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you, but it's still good though.
It's
so.
still good, and the
But I guess
production-
at the same time, like if you are gonna kind of say like compare it to Kendrick, like if you want to listen to Kendrick, you don't always go to the "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst" kind of song.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ooh,
No,
I
like
I skipped that the other week.
you just kind of have to.
That's my favorite track. That's my
You have to
favorite
be-
Kendrick song ever.
You have to be in the mood for it. I think is
Exactly.
the point to
Yeah.
make.
When I be
For me,
in my
that's-
feelings, I listen to that. I be like,
This song's kind of this song's sad too. So it's like
yeah,
like,
for
dang,
sure.
that sucks.
It's definitely on the slower end compared to the rest of the
Well-
songs are a lot more hype. But at the same time, he's still spitting. Like that can't be
No,
done.
what I learned on this
not
is
even
that
spitting, it's storytelling for me, and I'm
Yeah.
very,
It is.
very like I love rappers who own that bag, and I didn't really know. Tyler wasn't always in my head with that. I know he's done it before, but like this, like 9 minutes of you just like talking
No
about a
hook.
good relationship and making it sound good, like
yeah.
that's talent.
And I think what we learned based on like the videos of him kissing that girl, it turns out it looks like he did not get that girl. It looks like it did not happen. He did not get the girl. So somebody as cool and fly as Tyler still don't get the girl. So or boy, Nnamdi's looking too deep into it. Maybe the girl's gonna take a mask off, man. I don't know. Nnamdi,
Keep her mask off, Noah.
that's what Nnamdi. I said he said girl. He said maybe he
I
means
didn't
boy.
say anything about taking a mask off. Okay,
You
I
said
didn't
girl
say
means.
there's a
You said
possibility.
maybe it means boy.
I didn't say girl means boy. I said there's a possibility I could see someone of some Tyler Creator's fame maybe wanting to recount about a personal experience, not being bold enough to say the specifics. Maybe just creating a character. Mind you, this is a character he created. Let's not forget that, bud.
Absolutely true.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
So where are we at after this?
I mean, Safari was a perfect ending.
Yeah.
It was a perfect ending.
Can we just start by saying shout out to Jay Versace? Because
Yes.
Jay Versace started on like Vine, and like was just the kid who used to make the funny memes and videos, and has turned that into an entire successful now producing career.
You know what's so funny though? This is like out of his wheelhouse of like producing, because he usually produces like West Side Gun and Boldy James, like
My
Freddie
thing is,
Gibbs.
I don't think
Versace.
we know his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
He only
No,
did
I'm
the
just saying
songs,
he's like
right?
I'm
Right?
saying when he first came, he was like producing for like West Side Gun and like the hardcore rap crowd. Now he's like doing it Tyler. It's just funny because you would
But
think
at the
he would
same
be on
time,
Tyler first.
how far
That- I
outside
think
of
it's
his,
very.
of his wheelhouse is this? Because
Oh, I'm not saying it is.
Didn't he produce the song with West Side Gun and Tyler the Creator?
No, no, he didn't do
album?
that. He didn't do that song. I don't
It
think.
wasn't
I don't-
that song.
I don't
But
think
I mean, it was
no.
still he did stuff on that album.
No, I'm saying it's fun. I'm not saying it's out of his wheelhouse. It's just funny because like you would think Jay Versace, you would think, oh, he did Tyler and I don't know, Fanny
Yeah, I
Hughes or something like that.
definitely would
And he
start with
did
Tyler.
like the drug dealers. He's doing all the hardcore New York drug dealers and Detroit drug dealers with Alchemist and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, he's doing that. And now
I
he's
think
doing
it was
this.
really, but I think it was very smart of him to start with that because, like it immediately made you gain respect for him because again, people didn't take him seriously because he was the funny kid from Twitter, and when
Yeah.
you saw him produce this like Boldy James song, it was like, oh,
you're doing that now.
like you're for real. Was it Boldy James? I'm trying to remember what the song.
He did. He's done Boldy. He did a Boldy James project. He did West Side Gun song. So I mean, yeah, the Safari. I mean, it is the name of the track is perfect. He's talking about traveling, and kind of like things are opening up now, and it's kind of cool that it's like things are opening up and people are traveling. People going places. He's like, yo, go travel, go do stuff, go see the world, essentially, and that's what he's doing. Start with your feet, then get in a car, then an airport, get it.
Sort of harkening back to his album cover and that little thing he did.
Look at that. Sled in the Alps.
I'm telling you, it's a story in here. I just have to find
Calls
it.
out so many
Gotta
places
figure
here. Freaking Missoula, Montana.
Missoula, Montana, or
Bro.
tour in Japan, or go scuba in Cuba.
Nevada and Como. You don't think he means?
No, no, he does
Hey,
not.
if he's referencing Missoula, Montana, why not Columbia, Missouri?
Why not Columbia, Missouri? Exactly. He's probably Odd Future maybe performed there in 2009.
That's
They did.
highly
we
possible.
did go see him in KC, but
We did see him in KC.
Y'all know the Blue Note got some names. Hey,
they might have gotten him like
had-
way back when.
They had
They,
the internet.
they had the internet. They had.
Blue
They
Note
might.
could-
That is the biggest regret of my freshman year.
Biggest fail of life.
Because I didn't know what Blue Note was. I didn't
Yeah,
know
we
where they
didn't.
were.
We were youngins. So to cap it off and finish up our review, we've been going in on this for a long time. Do you want to give scores now? You want to give
why
scores?
don't
Our final
Why
thoughts.
don't you kick us off,
I'm
Noah?
gonna kick us off with it. Man, Tyler, man, I mentioned this to Avery. In terms of a 3-album run, in terms of Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost, he's in recent history, he's on one of the best runs in terms of like a 3 albums in a row run. Tyler's just getting better and better, and this is just another example of it. I don't want to stay too long because y'all already know I love this album, so I'm gonna give it a 9. 9 out of 10.
Who's next? I'll go next.
Go next.
Tyler's been one of the more like gratifying artists to listen to over the past like few years. Like it feels like him more than any other artist feels like everything's like building up to something, and like I don't know, you just like those early albums were so raw and these newer albums are so refined, and it feels like he's learning throughout each album and combining all those things into like what you get. And so like this feels like the culmination of everything that's come before it. And I don't know if you can say that for many artists, or at least it's not as obvious with a lot of artists. And I think this production is like amazing. I think this is probably his best production, IMO. So I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10.
Well, I definitely like have to agree with you, Avery, because as someone who's like really listened to him for most of my
You really
life,
do this?
yeah. It's been really, really fun to see Tyler change his sound. I felt the same way about Mac Miller too, but like to hear him change his sound so much, and to like see him also grow, like, you know, coming out with things about like his sexuality and all this other stuff, and like kind of understanding how that's been an impact in his music. It's been really nice to see him like refine that and to create like his own unique sound without it being repetitive or redundant or like old, you know? Because like we have mentioned plenty of times how this album like makes you reminisce about different parts of whatever your life is, whether it's Nam with the 80s or like whatever. You're able to reminisce kind of on the sounds, but at the same time, it's so unique and so fun to listen to still. So I'm gonna give it a 10.
First perfect score on the podcast.
Yeah, I think that's
Hey, you know, first off, it was Tyler, so unless he had come out with like another album that I just didn't like, it was probably
It's
gonna
well
get a 10.
deserved.
It's not.
It's well deserved.
I feel like I have to humble the scoring.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 10. Like a month from now, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a 10. I'm gonna at the 10. You know, I'm
I'm
perfect.
about to humble our score and give it like a 3 because I'm like, this is too high.
If you do that, you're trolling. You're just trolling.
Well, hey, let me be me. Tyler was a troll. Hey.
Absolutely right.
But no, I feel the same way. I feel like as you guys did. It's been cool to watch how the Creator developed as a musician, because I don't even feel like we realize it, but we sort of grew up with Tyler the Creator. Like he was, I remember middle school, maybe 6th grade, hearing about him for the first time. Like I was pretty young, and now that was like 11, 12 years ago.
That was 8th grade, my guy.
2009.
Was that
That was
7th?
in 8th grade.
2009 was not 8th grade. How old are you, Chanel?
That was like 6, 7.
Chanel's lying about her age. How old are you? How old are you, Chanel?
Okay. Either way, I was
might be
young.
wrong.
I was young, and he's grown with us. So
Exactly.
It's cool to see how much he changes as an artist. One of the most admirable things for me was watching Tyler do Igor, because to do that as a Black man in Hollywood and not feel any sort and like feel confident and like performing that blonde wig and experiment with sounds and that was fun to watch, and I'm so happy he dipped into that bag and showed us that side of him. And I think this is the perfect follow-up, because it was the reminder of like, yes, I can get artsy and I can do like my avant-garde thing in a blonde wig around LA, but I can also come back straight in the head with like Call Me If You Get Lost and like straight rapping and bars and give you the same storytelling that you thought that I lost with my last album, but it's here. That was like incredible to watch. And I'm a really big fan of the album. There's not really anything bad I can say about it. So I'm also going to give it a 9. But this is such a high score. I'm disgusted. I came into this
9.25 average.
I came into this humbled because I was like, do I like this album more than I like the off season? And how will that impact my scoring?
I know it's your dilemma.
And it's a question that, for the sake of my mental health, I'm not going to make myself answer.
I mean, you gave it a higher score, so we already know.
I'm not going to make myself answer the question.
For the record, people, he gave it a.
For the record,
he gave it a 7.5.
For the record.
No, for the record, he gave it a 7 and it said 7.5.
But a J. Cole 7 is the other rapper 10. Okay, so if anything.
Oh my gosh.
But look, but Tyler still he set a record for us, so that is the highest.
This is our highest average score.
We didn't get Run the Jewels. high scores too?
I might have gave.
That might have been like an 8.
One of us gave him an 8.
8.5. Somebody gave like 8.5.
This
So
is their
were
highest
we-
one for
Were
sure.
we 3 9s and a 10? Is that what
Yeah.
this was?
Yeah.
I think Avery, did you change yours to 9.5? Is that what you said?
No. This is no. This is a 3 9s and a 10. So 37.
So y'all, I guess there you have it. On our 50th episode, you get the highest score review that we've.
I think it's deserved. It's deserved.
Well deserved.
And it's deserved because Tyler killed it. And this is what happens when you give us. Let's talk about this real quick. All the things he did right. Album rollout, boom. Album that wasn't too long, boom.
Production.
Under an hour, boom. Features that weren't wasted or unnecessary, boom. Versatility in his rapping and his flow, boom. Amazing production, boom. DJ drama, just creative, boom. A minor story arc that I'm gonna find, boom. Like
you can't even say it.
Nnamdi can't even say a story. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I can give you like the synopsis of the story. I
Oh
just
my
can't give you the
gosh.
chapter yet. Okay.
Look, wait, do you guys think?
Definitely
do you
a
guys-
story arc.
Do y'all
It's
think
like-
we're getting a visual album out of this? Because there's
It
a
was
lot
an
of videos.
amazing one.
I
though.
don't think we're gonna get
Wait,
like
but
a
how
visual
many
like.
visuals? He's put out visuals for a couple of them now, though, right?
No,
Like,
only
And he had like videos that weren't songs.
what's your
That were
name? Juggernaut and
Like the thing of him on the train.
Lumberjack have
I don't
something?
know.
Yeah, Lumberjack
But
too.
he's
But
done
3
stuff like
videos
that in the
really.
past though, without giving us a visual
Oh, really?
album.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
I
would
think
love
that's
a
just
visual
like
album.
again another kind of marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Just
I
for
totally agree.
the album.
I totally agree.
He's about to kill the festival circuit too.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
know.
he has his own festival, so
Yeah.
he has that too.
In one of his songs, because he said, whatchamacallit,
Camp, he said Camp
festival-
Flog Nog, one of the best. Yeah, Camp
Hopefully-
Flog Nog, one of the best festivals. He said it on Bless.
Hopefully Drake doesn't show up. again.
Blessed. I was like, I know it's one.
Oh,
of
Drake's never coming back. He
I
said
still
that too.
believe
He
that.
had a
I
Drake
will
line
never
too.
I will never forgive the Tyler fans for doing that. I
That
will
was
never
crazy.
forgive.
That was actually
That
crazy.
was
Even though, like, looking back again, it wasn't so much rejection of Drake as much as it was just anger that it wasn't Frank Ocean. But I will
Still,
still
though,
never
You
forgive
get the
those
biggest
fans.
artists in the world at your
understand
festival.
how.
He said he said I hit up Drake and he said got my boat or something like that. He hit up
Yeah.
Drake's like, oh, word.
Said he had like a milli for Drizzy or something like that.
Yeah, Millie. I got a Millie for Drizzy or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, please, he laid everyone out at the show, laid everyone out on Twitter. Like, he was-
No, Drake, but like that had to have been the first time Drake has been booed. So I just
Oh.
know that, and it's like when he's rich. So I just know that was humbling.
Maybe
Yeah,
that just
Drake-
humbled Drake a little bit. Would Drake need to be
no, he didn't. Not for that though. Not for that. Not for that.
Yeah.
Not from that. Not
That was
not.
not
for-
That was
I
BS.
It was
That
like-
was-
They booed him during my favorite Drake song too. So that's-
and they booed him because they thought it was gonna be Frank Ocean. That nobody. That's what they booed him for. It's like,
Yeah.
shut
he
up.
was
During
doing a
Feel
bad
No Ways.
performance And he got booed. He got booed because they didn't want him.
No, because people thought because Tyler said there was gonna be like a secret. There's gonna be a secret performance, and Tyler fans they're talking themselves into. Oh my gosh, Frank Ocean's coming back.
That was way too optimistic. That
Way
was
too
entirely
optimistic.
tough. It's Frank
Exactly.
Ocean. He's not gonna come out.
Frank
of
Ocean's like
come out of
Erica
hiding.
Badu. We'll be happy if he shows up.
Bro,
Anywhere.
Erica Badu showed up at his show in Dallas last week. You know how many people in Dallas have waited for Erica Badu to show up at a show and she just never does? And
I
she
would
showed up
believe it.
at a show just to talk. She didn't even sing, just talk. It's great. Like it's so legendary. So
So
She changed a
look,
person's life.
there again. So there you have it. Highest score on our pod for Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost. It was a great album. Listen to it and let us know what you think of it. Chanel, thank you for joining us. It was amazing having you. So much perspective, historical analysis. Tyler the Creator correspondent, perhaps. Odd Future
Exactly.
correspondent, perhaps.
Tyler, hire me. I mean, like,
Ooh.
I do this.
The hire is the pay is nothing.
Yeah, kind of. Whatever.
No,
It's
it's not
fine.
kinda. It is nothing.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on, talking about one of my faves since forever. It's been fun. This was cool. First podcast too.
hopefully not the last.
We'll see what Isaiah Rashad does, and then we'll go.
Okay,
from
okay.
there.
We're definitely gonna have you back. We're definitely have you back.
That's what I need to come back for. Oops.
All right, cool. So that was our review. We hope you agree with our takes. As you can see, we're all pretty big fans of the album. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is not the last time you hear us bring it up. So, stay tuned. But let's get into our Billboard highlights. Chanel, also, thank you for joining us before I forget to do that. Billboard highlights. Okay, so now I want to run through this real quick. Hot 100, Butter spent a fifth week at #1, leading me to again ask, is this the song of the summer? I think probably. And then also we had her debut on this. She had one song. You know, her album charted last debut, so this is the first week it's charting. Can anyone guess what the song is or where they think it is?
Crap.
I don't even know what
Let's start with the song.
There's 21 of
Okay,
them.
Is it the first song? Is it the first one?
This
We
is
made
the
it?
Chris
No,
Brown
it
song.
should be right. It's
Come
the
through,
Chris Brown
come
song.
through.
It's come through.
What did I say?
And it actually re-entered the chart at number 70, which was kind of surprising to me just because
Oh wow.
this Her album, I thought it had a couple of highlights, and I would at least think one of the new songs would get a chance to shine on the chart. I was very surprised to see
It's an older
this
song.
re-enter, you know?
Yeah.
But hey, I'm 21 songs, so, you know, take that as you will. Other than that, the Hot 100 has actually been pretty stagnant, so not too much to report. The same songs that have been there stay there. Good for You, number 2, Levitating 3,
Butter,
Kiss Me More,
Kiss Me More.
Peaches, Leave the Door Open, number 6. So that's all what it's been. The Billboard 200 is equally as sort of stagnant. Kind of interesting though. You have Sour by Olivia Rodrigo back at number 1. It was number 3 last week. Polo G had his debut number 1 week. He has now fallen back to number 2, but that's still a pretty good achievement for a new rapper, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
Culture 3 is still in the top 5 itself at number 4. Her debuted back of my mind at number 6. So I don't think that's bad for her. I think that's a pretty,
That's pretty good.
her debut album. I think you're the 6th best-selling album in the world. So, you know, or in the country.
Mhm.
So that's a flex regardless. And then next
Hers
week-
at 6. Oh, hers at 6, right?
Yes. Hers at, you know, but it wasn't gonna.
I at
I
least wish she
think-
passed
I
for-
think-
who was at
I
number
think
5?
her. I think 6 is still
Oh.
fine. Oh yeah, 5 is Morgan Wallen, but 6 I think it's still fine. But I think I think they'd be
No,
disappointed.
I'm
with that.
sorry. Morgan Wallen in his 24th week on this chart should not be able to beat her. Okay, I didn't want to say it, but that's frustrating.
This man has a stranglehold on the 200. On the
No, it's because because country music said we're canceling him, and the country music fans said no, we're on. No,
Well,
we ain't.
Well, we gotta understand. I know we hate Morgan Wallen, but he's literally the Drake of country music.
He's
Literally,
too
like
young
he's
to be
that.
called the Drake, but
He's that pop.
He's
No,
more
he's,
like the little baby.
okay. No, you're right. Yeah, but he's like the bad boy of country music, and he's like people love him. That's his.
And what does bad boy of country music mean?
He's
he
a
goes to
racist.
bars, he fights, he spits on people, and he uses the N word if he needs
He's
to.
a racist. That's what that means. Oh man.
He's working with some
but-
amazing organizations. So
Yeah,
Hey,
that we
Morgan-
don't know.
I
We
just
don't
wish there was
know.
a journalist in the room who was like, Morgan, can you name 3?
NCAA. NCAA.
Which one's the Negro one? Sorry, that's too far. What we have to look forward to next week. So again, we're doing these hits predictions. I realized last week I got the weeks mixed up. So this week is going to be, by the time this comes out tomorrow,
Tyler will
the
be number
Creator
1.
will be expected to score at number 1. 177,000 units first week.
second
which is really
number
good.
1, right?
Yeah,
Second
so
number
that's supposed to be number 1. Doja Cat, Planet Her, expected to debut at number 2, but she's getting her career best 109,000
Good for
units
her.
move.
The deluxe
I would
came out
love to
this
see
week.
what the streaming breakdown ends up being with this. But that's what you get. Again, this is Hits Daily Double. Shout out to them. I just use them because their predictions tend to be right and
Dope.
synonymous with the Billboard charts. So there you have it. Project of the week, y'all. This is really hard for me. I've been listening to Tyler nonstop. So the last song I listened to that was different was from 24K Magic of Bruno Mars. I think maybe because I Want Silk Sonic, and this is the sound that I expect it to be after Leave
Album's
the Door
great.
Open.
It's a great album though. So.
So
Great album, yeah. So you'll see some songs from that on the playlist this week.
For this one, I have Steve Lacy, who is mostly known for being a part of the internet, the group, the internet. Apollo 21 is his debut R&B album that released in 2019. It's a really solid album. Steve Lacy is super, super dope. So yeah, man, check it out.
my project of the week is Jubilee by Japanese Breakfast.
Second time on here.
I know. I
Love
cannot
this
stop
album.
listening
Oh,
to this
wow.
album. It's still my favorite album of the year. It's like fighting with Tyler. I think for the past week, I was listening to like the Tyler album all the way through, and then this album all the way through. That's all I listened to. This
Yeah.
album's so good. It's great. I'm excited.
It's super awesome.
Well, you guys look forward to seeing all these great tracks on our playlist this week. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you sticking with us. We've done a couple of reviews in the last week, and based on the feedback we're getting, we think you all like them. So thanks for rocking with us. Make sure to check out our playlist coming out tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see you next week.